Cloud Babies, Elevation Nation. Once again, we're here. This time I got the homies with me. We got Logan, Low Key, and also we got Frigga in the house. You know what I mean? So now what we are going to do is break down this Diddy case. Diddy out here being a real F-boy. You know, that's the only way we could put it. And my boy here is tripping. We got 50 Cent out here making fun of him. Let's play this. Cloud
Stop this, man. Stop.
That's it. That's where we at, Cloud Babies. Yo, they are painting Cassie as the mastermind. You know, they saying she was with it. So Cassie got exposed for being the FreakOff boss. How you guys feel about this?
Good lawyers get you far, man. Good lawyers get you
Brian Steele, the lawyer that was taking care of Young Thug, genius.
They have the same lawyer as Young Thug?
Yeah, Young Thug. That's the Brian Steele is the lawyer that was defending Young Thug.
You got the same
and this dude is a clever mastermind, bro. When he first got into Diddy's case, he was like, yo, who's going to cross-examine Cassie? And it was like, oh, we are. And then he was like, are you guys crazy? A bunch of white male, you know what I mean? Cross-examining a little mixed black girl that's talking about she can be doing all sorts of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Trafficking and all this. Yo, we need to hire some females. Where the bitches at, yo? You know what I mean?
Bro.
So now that's what's happening.
Bro, damn. Your court is so crazy. Bro. Like you really gotta have the right angle to get off, man. That's wild.
Son, you think he might be able to beat this case if it is like trafficking? Like that's like what 2-3 years?
What's the charges? What are the charges?
Trafficking, assault.
Trafficking.
Yep. Assault. It's like 5 of them.
Assault. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, I feel like
know, man. I don't know. Like we seen this man he shot the club up, bro. Him and Shine.
Blame it on Shine.
He got on scot-free, bro. Like I'm just going off records, bro. You know what I mean?
Sean said he did it, yeah.
Of course he did, bro. Sean would have shot somebody, bro. He's from Brooklyn, bro. He would have actually shot somebody if he wanted to shoot somebody.
Technically, that nigga's from Belize, man. That nigga's arm was shaking when he shot it. So come on
now. Nah. Shout out to my dog Belize. But them Belize niggas is different, man. I'm actually talking to a Belize shorty.
Kid Cudi's car got exploded.
Yeah.
But he really loved this girl, they saying. I heard they were showing texts in court and like, you know, those like expressing their love for each other type, you know, so like I mean you with somebody that long, you're doing all this freaky stuff. Like if you want a girl for like 10 years, y'all gotta do some freaky stuff. I don't know about all that what they're doing, but I'm saying.
Yeah, he kind of took it to he went freaky with a PH. It's freaky. Like,
get in a pool and fill it up with like lubricant. Oil. Come on now, bro. Insane. That's too much,
bro. When you rich, you do whatever you want, bro. Like I could have put a white woman in chocolate, bro. Like I better let her dip in a pool of chocolate, bro. Like. You rich, you can do whatever you want. So like they have this, you know what I mean? They have this feeling that they can't be touched or nothing is gonna be exposed. You feel me? So
that's wild. Yeah, let's watch this
strategy to concede that he's a drug user. Now maybe the public didn't know the extent, but the defense was pretty frank that at one point he was addicted to opiates. At one point he flew to Mexico to try what Cassie Ventura called a plant medicine type remedy that's not legal in the United States, that the two together tried just about every drug, MDMA, ecstasy, ketamine, that the night of the now infamous FreakOff in 2016 in the Los Angeles Intercontinental Hotel, where an assault was then captured on video, that maybe Combs was high on a bad batch of MDMA. But the idea here, Eva, I think, was to say that the violence from Combs was not to coerce Cassie Ventura into sex. It was the result of drugs, or, in another aspect, was the result of jealousy and her infidelity. Because we also heard today, Eva, about her dating Kid Cudi, and about her dating the actor Michael B. Jordan, and how that led to some pretty scary arguments, as Ventura put it, with Sean Combs.
Aaron, I also have to ask you, because...
All right, so he loved her. So he got upset. She was dating other people outside the relationship. He's an old dude. She's young. So he let her rock. They trying all types of drugs. If you, come on, bro. You're not doing all of that with no random girl. That was his chick. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do all those drugs. And, like, of course,
I did it.
You had a, you know what I'm saying? If you were a girl for like 10 years, you probably gonna be, you might experiment. They said they flew to Mexico. That's like something that they both enjoyed doing. You know, they both enjoyed, indulging in that stuff, right? So
So to go back on Logan's point, right? With all that being said, so if you were looking at it from a legal standpoint, if they're just doing freaky shit, like what's the actual charge? If you're looking at it from a literal standpoint, like he just got a bitch and they doing freaky shit. Excuse me, pardon my language. If you got a wild girl and they doing things over the course of 10 years, right? And they doing all these freaky things. Now you bring it to a grand jury. You're trying to indict a case. You're trying to bring a case out of it. If you was a lawyer, like Tony, if you was a lawyer and you had to build a case off of this, they're just two people being freaky, and it just got out of hand. And the public is starting to look at this like it's some, like a red flag, like a negative. Like, what's the legalities behind this? Them just being two freaky people, freaky, like just wild freaky. Outside of that, they were saying that he's indicted for sex trafficking. He's being hit with
rape, assault.
Charge. Okay.
He got Rico charged with this one dude, bro. I never seen no stuff like that.
What's that?
One person get hit with a Rico, one dude.
It's not making sense. But as far as him being freaky is wild. But the thing is too, I thought he was gonna get charges for like drugging people.
Yeah.
She made a claim
but he hasn't. They didn't bring that up in the case.
That's not even.
Not yet. I mean, this is why we're in day 4, day 5, not yet.
She made a claim that he took it from her. That's what they're trying to get.
Took what from her?
So, that he argued.
He took the punani, man.
So, he took the punani. So that, and plus the video.
Bro.
Wait.
You know where I'm going, Logan. You know what exactly how I'm going.
I know. Wait.
But nah, I ain't gonna say that a lot.
Plus the video, plus he kicked or whatever. So I guess the lawyers that she hired, they're trying to use whatever she got. You know what I'm saying? So that, him dragging her back to the room, whatever. It looks like you're holding her against the will. What we see on the video, it could be used as you're holding her against her will. That could be seen.
Yeah, that's part of the assault.
Yeah. So that's part of the assault too. So they're just trying to stick it. But I believe, don't quote me on this because I really haven't been following 100%. But they're going through text messages and all of that, and I heard when they cross-examine her and asking all these questions because they say he took the punani, but then right after he took the punani, she went to go link him right after and smash against it's just like a toxic relationship.
She was hitting him up about the FreakOff. She was like, yo, what are you doing? I miss the FreakOff. I don't want you to have any FreakOff with anybody else. I'm gonna go to Dwayne Reed and pick up some baby oil. Wild.
Shout out Dwayne Reed. That's my first job I ever had.
All right. Okay. So
you were selling baby oil, Freddie.
What does any of this have to do with hitting a man with a life sentence?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's the math is not mathing. Diddy's wild. That's all we need to know. That's it.
Yeah,
but that's not a crime.
He's not on case for being wild, though. You know what I'm saying?
That's not a crime. So let's hear what they're saying, man.
As the defense asked her today on the stand about drugs in the baby oil, what did she say about that?
Oh, that was kind of a throwaway, and just right before a break. But I think there's been some rumor about that there had been drugs in the baby oil, or the baby oil was tainted. But Cassie Ventura said that there were no drugs in the baby oil. Right. She said plenty of other things about the baby oil during the course of her testimony, but drugs weren't apparently part of it.
Yeah, an internet rumor she dispelled there on the stand today. Aaron Kotursky, thank you so much there from the courthouse. Now let's break down some of the testimony from today's cross-examination of Cassie Ventura with ABC News legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer. You were also in the courtroom there today. So I'm curious to you, what was the standout moment?
Well, to narrow it down to just one is very difficult, so give me a chance to say two. Of course, those salacious text messages that everyone's talking about, details that are hard to get into, but I think not just the text messages, but the order in which they came about. The defense making the argument that Cassie and Combs had decided to have a freak-off some days in advance, and the days leading up to those are where the salacious text messages came in, making it seem that Cassie really wanted to participate in them. But also, I didn't think I was going to wake up this morning and find myself having just an iota of sympathy for Combs, because in the end of the morning, the defense made it seem like these two might have been two addicts participating in sexual encounters, and that's where the violence came from.
Drug addicts. That's what you was talking about earlier, Logan.
That's what I'm saying. It was just turned up. They just two freaky people, and they're just too rich. That's what it is, bro. Because, yo, man, I ain't even gonna hold you. You and I, everybody in this room, done been in some situations with a shorty that was just a little bit too wild. It's just
we playing the fifth.
A little bit over our head because it's billionaires.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
I wasn't even there, matter of fact.
I wasn't there. Nah, come on, son. No. I've never been in that situation, nigga. Yeah. Let's get to it.
Facts. Facts. So what, like, you know, over the whole federal indictment, if you was like I was mentioning before, if you was a lawyer, what would you hit Diddy with that would put him in jail for life? That was sick. Like, you know what I mean? Just because you were freaking,
they're trying to hit him with like the drugs. That's why they keep on mentioning the baby oil. So like the way they put the baby oil here, we say like he's freaky.
She was with it.
Yeah, but listen, the way they're trying to do it is they saying that, look, the baby oil is not about him being a freakazoid. The baby oil is that he was adding drugs in the baby oil to get people horny and ready to do stuff. I think that's the angle they're trying to take.
Baby oil on your body, you already horny, bro. Like there's no way you just put baby oil on. Like
that is true.
Do regular shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm about to go more long. Let me put baby oil on real quick. Though, like.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? Like what?
The defense says that there was no drugs in the baby oil. They proved that in court.
How can you prove that? Like you taking like skin fucking
like
how do you want to know how like are they testing the baby oil? They
tested it, and I guess they said like there's no drugs in the baby oil. There was no drugs.
You gonna see somebody like taste that?
You just
no drugs in that.
Man, your boy just wanted to be moist. You know what I mean? Your son just wanted to be ready. You heard?
So they talking about FreakOff, right? I mean, like before it's a trial, like everybody thought like, yo, it was like a big ass orgy, like 20 motherfuckers or freaking, you know what I'm saying? Everybody butt naked. It's literally just him, Cassie, and like a escort that he hired, right?
A few escorts. It's not the same. It's a couple. And that was another problem too. Cassie did not want him to do FreakOff with anybody else.
I don't care what nobody says, son.
Was that?
One time I went to one of them joints. There was in this. I know it. I feel it. I can feel it. Ain't no way y'all wasn't a freaky guy like that without knowing what he be doing, bro.
Facts.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all my mans. I know what y'all do. Like, you know, more or less. Like, like, I know what y'all capable of doing. Or like, if I hear something like erroneous, I'm like, that's wrong because he don't do that. Like, I know him. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody's really defending Diddy though. Everybody's like, yo, he's still kind of wild. Like, for example, Bieber came out earlier today. He was like, yo, I'm not a victim, but at the same time, I know there's a lot of people that got hurt. And I'm like, wait, what?
Really?
Yeah.
How you know that, nigga?
Yeah, exactly.
Justin Bieber?
Yes, that guy.
Hold on.
He was there.
He was hanging out with Bieber. Bieber was hanging out with Diddy.
Come on, son. You're not that late.
This is on record.
Look, he signed to his label, bro.
You're not that late.
He's in it. He's in it to win it. You heard?
Bad boy.
He signed Usher, who signed Bieber.
That's
how it's like a chain reaction.
Reaction.
He signed Usher and Usher signed Bieber. You know what I mean? Wow. Y'all come to the Freaky Fest.
Let's get to this video, man. Hold on.
Addict trying to get out of it, and that the withdrawal made him very irritable and angry at times.
We also have to talk about the jealousy that she talked about there on the stand in their relationship. And Cassie's concern about being a side piece, not the main girl. Tell us about that line of questioning.
So I think we're going to get there eventually when we get a broader sense of this. But don't forget, Kim Porter, whose children and that she shares with Sean Combs are in the court. I think the argument that we're having here is we see text messages like this. I'm nervous that I'm just becoming the girlfriend that you get your fantasies off with, and that's it. I don't get that the other part, because Kim Porter is still in the scene. She is the quote-unquote main girl, and I think the argument here is that Cassie is indulging in these fantasies, hoping that if she keeps doing it, that Sean Combs will pick her. And the defense, I think, is making the argument that she's not getting the attention or the love that she wants. She's not becoming the main girl here. And it's the jealousy that is fueling the violence, not the fact that Sean Combs is trafficking her. And we started to see resemblance of that argument.
We heard Aaron Katursky mention the defense referenced those text messages today. What stood out to you?
So again, in the text messages, I think the conversation about how FreakOffs were a part of their conversations, how they talked about going out and having a good time, but also...
you see what I mean, right?
Wait. I really thought academics made up the word FreakOff. So you gonna tell me Diddy made it?
He was out there.
Yo, hold on. You mean to tell me you hit up y'all have a FreakOff? That's insane. I never heard that term until, you know what I'm saying?
I just like that they abbreviated it FOs. I'm gonna start saying FOs. You come to the FO, you hear me? Like, FOs is crazy. Like,
it's a dope slang.
Like that
Yo, I don't mess with those FOs. Yeah, I don't mess with those FOs. Is good.
No, but do y'all think they got? But his house got raided. So like, what if they pull out, like the Trump card and they pull out the tape, some crazy tape?
Let me tell you, I'm glad you mentioned that. Let me tell you how stupid Diddy is, right? So both of his mentions got raided before, right? They found baby oil on it, right? So now he flew to New York, waiting for him to come and arrest him again, right? When they arrest him again, guess what they found in the hotel? Brand new baby oil. You already knew.
That's his thing, bro.
You already knew you got raided and they found baby oil. It's already in the news that you're a wild boy. There's baby oil everywhere. You know you're going to get, the feds is going to run to your house.
I think they need to cut him a check, bro, to be honest, bro. They need to cut
him a check. Baby oil, Johnson & Johnson.
They need to cut him a check. He put a lot of money.
Johnson is like, nah, don't use my product. They don't want nothing to do with this.
What you using it for exactly?
They're part of the FOs, kid.
And the FreakOffs. And the FreakOffs seem to be part and parcel with the relationship. Looking at the dates again, let's just go back to this message real quick. That's 2009, where she says she's nervous about just being a girlfriend. And here's 2017, some years later, saying, I love the FreakOffs when we both wanted. It seems like the issue wasn't about FreakOffs or not FreakOffs, but that she wanted and enjoyed the FreakOffs where they had a FreakOff and then they had sexual relations afterwards, or vice versa. But they had that intimate time as a part of the FreakOffs, not just that the FreakOffs were bad altogether.
Not just something he wanted to do.
Two things. First thing is, let me forget my train of thought. First thing is the text messages, right? Because like, how the hell? I feel like they could just get any text message from you nowadays. Like anything you send out there is just like out in the open. Like,
of course, it's always in an archive for it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, is it him saving it and showing like the receipts? Like,
I think
pull it up.
Sees everything.
Yeah, of course you could pull it up. In a case like that, you just go to your provider and be like, "Yo,
bro,
AT&T, pull that up."
Bro, it's over for you. If you got anything like in court, you
backed
got
up.
Gmail, they could just take. Yeah, they have the permission to do that. So the second thing I'm gonna say is, so those texts right there, right? They said, she said, "I love the FreakOffs, but only when it's with you." But then he said they still got Kim Porter still in the picture, so I could see maybe that's where, like, they said it was jealousy. He's jealous over her because she's jealous over him. Kim Porter still in the picture, so I could see where it probably
got weird.
Yeah.
She just wanted to be the main chick at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
young
cheaper to keep her, bro. You should have just married her. None of that would have happened, bro.
Just me and you. I'm sorry.
That's it.
Here we go. Another day. Another day at court. My goodness. Is Diddy's defense getting to Cassie? Yeah. How is her demeanor in court today?
To watch someone who is visibly pregnant sort of take deep breaths at times, she's keeping her cool. Honestly, she didn't cry or anything like that. Obviously, early on in the testimony, there were some things that had her in tears. But today, she's been very calm, very measured, especially considering the audio clip that we heard of her threatening to kill someone. I looked over at the jury box because I was wanting to hear their reaction as we're hearing.
So allegedly, Cassie found out. Now listen, Cassie found out that somebody might have Diddy's recording, right? One of the maid or butlers, whatever, was shopping the idea that they might have a Diddy tape, right? So now she hit him up like, yo, if they do have it, what we gonna do about it? You know, something gotta happen, like pretty much. She
texted who? She texting Diddy that?
Diddy, yeah. Like, yo, I heard this is the rumor. What we gonna do about it? How we gonna solve this? Like on some like, yo, somebody might have to catch a body type. I'm telling you, she was loving it. She was part of the problem, son. Both of them need to go to jail. If we're sending Diddy to jail, it should be right that Cassie go to jail too. Because all you guys are right. What are you charging the man for? Being a freakazoid?
She was a YB, bro.
Yep.
She was a YB.
Yep.
There's YNs and there's YBs. She was a YB without cursing out here. Yeah.
Who's this lady right here?
This lady right here, I don't know who she is.
She got the Jada Pinkett cut. I'm into it though. You heard?
Yeah, but she's delivering the news, cuz. She's telling you the good. You feel me?
Shit.
Yeah, I mean,
in real time, her voice threatening several times to kill someone because she's concerned about this freak-off video, and the jurors were shocked. I saw the eyebrows raised. I saw them listening, and I think to hear her voice in court and see how calm and measured she is, and then to hear that side of her. Again, it was in 2014 that this audio clip was something that she recorded, but clearly she's threatening someone who she thinks might release the freak-off video, and she's worried about it.
And the person that she was threatening was one of Diddy's associates.
Correct.
Okay.
What's that?
I said freak off is an action. That's gonna be in the dictionary soon. Freak off, like what?
It's because
the public is using it. CNN, all of it.
I remember the Freaknik. I remember that. The Freaknik. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm from that era. You know what I'm saying?
But people's gonna forget about that term freaknik. Now it's just definitely freak off now. Everything is freak off now, bro.
Freak off.
Yeah. I'm surprised like the hub don't even have an account called that.
So you saw the jurors react.
It's tainted. It's tainted. Like the word that the meaning where it comes behind, they're gonna see Diddy doing all this freaky stuff, and that's why it's gonna be tainted. Like nobody's gonna really use it. Like
true.
Reactions to that audio tape. What was Diddy's reaction? What was Cassie's own reaction when she heard her audio?
She just kind of looked down. I mean, she wasn't. And it was hard for me. I had to I have a great shot of the jury in terms of where I'm sitting. I can see Sean Combs. I have to sort of raise up to look at Cassie Ventura, but she seems to be very calm. I mean, I think she knows that some of this evidence was going to come out. So she's answering the questions, yes, no. When she doesn't remember something, she's very clear about that. But the prosecution, the defense has been trying to poke some holes into the testimony she gave about the alleged rape that she said took place toward the end of their relationship.
How are they trying to poke holes in that alleged rape that took place?
The timeline. They're looking at the timeline. They're asking her questions. Well, was it this time or that time? They're also looking at around that same time she was still talking to or dating, as she says, her now husband, Alex Fine. So they're trying to really, in many ways, I think what they're trying to do is question her credibility.
So Cassie was asked about receiving a FaceTime from her now husband while she was having sex with Diddy. Is that again the case of the defense trying to poke holes in her story?
I think that's where it goes back to how much can we trust this person, because they're entering evidence with phone records and different things to show, well, you were with this person at this time, or you sent that message, but yet you were dating this person. This is about a criminal enterprise, and there are several elements to that don't necessarily speak to if she was in bed with Diddy or if she was FaceTiming her now husband. So I think they're trying to use what they can, again, to discredit her overall as a witness, because this is also about beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right. Diddy's personality, his temper has come up. And today, his own defense lawyer said, could it have been his bipolar disorder? What was the reaction in the court?
Right. So again, this is the moment where the prosecution's asking Ventura about testimony that she gave. I didn't see a reaction, so to speak, from the jurors necessarily when this issue came up. But again, it speaks to these mood swings that they've been talking about that he has, that Ventura has said 1 minute he could be nice and he could be kind, but with the drugs and with the alcohol, it was a completely different person.
The prosecutors are hoping that
That's why
Cassie's
he was beating her ass. Is that the excuse that they're trying to use? Like, yo, you know, my man was withdrawing. Like, what is going on?
I just think about, you know what I'm thinking about the whole time? Like, I'm hearing all this stuff. Like, I'm thinking about the current boyfriend. Like imagine you date a jump off shorty that, and you hear the actual like details of your shorty that you currently deal with now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like pissing her mouth and etc. I don't know. Everything you could imagine, bro. Like,
you're about to have a baby with this creature, bro. Like she's about to pop at any. She's about to pop at any time. Like, no disrespect. I didn't mean to say it like that. I'm just saying, just like, yo, she was catching. She got more bodies than the Asian cemetery, bro. You know how many escorts she done ran through? Like, there's one point in the story they were saying that she was recording her getting smash by Diddy,
Right,
yo, while she was on the phone with Kid Cudi or the
text
boyfriend.
messages. It don't help. It don't help her. Like, it's not helping at all right now. Like,
it's not.
Going off
It's
what
different.
you
It
said,
look crazy.
going off what you said, Frigga, you said imagine you being a dude. Wasn't it the same thing with the Meg Thee Stallion case with the dude party? What's his name? Party
Yeah.
whatever. And he
Yeah.
had to hear all of that. Like he was the partisan dude. Megan Thee Stallion, the
Boyfriend?
dude that she was dating. Yeah.
Oh.
Because he ended up bringing up after the case, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
But do you blame him? Because the boyfriend is playing the simp route. Like, yo, I'm gonna let it go through. She just got 30 million from Diddy. I'm set for life. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not
is he
mad at
playing his
that.
position? Is he playing his card?
I hope so.
I mean, that's a very sensitive topic to choose either side from. You know, it's
How we know he didn't
it's
set
unfortunate,
up?
but like these are adults, consenting adults. That's why people forget about it. Like,
Didn't
they
he
don't
know
want to
Diddy too
be
though?
this. Yeah, they ain't know, bro.
I think that was the pool
Everybody
boy.
knew. Everybody consented, bro. Like, I can't feel bad for that, bro. Like, you played. Maybe it was too big of a game for you to play. You know what I'm saying? It was too much, but like, you chose to play. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be like insensitive or nothing, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Word.
mean,
Money wraps up.
you see the texts. You see the text
Yeah.
messages. It's there.
It's proof. Both of them wanted it, bro.
Today, they're afraid she's going to go into labor over the weekend. What are you hearing inside of the courtroom and rumblings as to, whether or not she will be wrapped up today, and what would happen if she doesn't finish her testimony? What would happen to the case?
To watch someone who is that far along in their pregnancy breathe, kind of take their time, ask for breaks, it's not shocking that they want to get her off this stand so she can focus on having her third child.
Even more text messages are being revealed today, and one text message in particular, Cassie writes, "I'm lost without you." How damaging was that text message?
Honestly, Rachel, there have been several text messages where she shows that she wants to be with Sean Combs for the rest of her life. We know now that she called herself Cece for Cassie Combs. We know now that she wanted to have a child with him. She saw herself as a wife.
Wait. Okay, now I see what you're talking about, Frigga, because how you feel. Okay, because the text towards Diddy and the boyfriend, like, oh, damn. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
You see what I mean, right? That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like, all this information is out, and you there with your show there, like with the seed coming out at that. Like,
damn.
Like, you just gotta be that guy to like, you know what? It was mad long ago. Like, you just gotta bite the bullet.
It's no turning back now. Seed number 3 on it's no turning back, bro. It's too late, bro. You gotta ride to the whistle up now.
Yo,
bro.
this dude is having nightmares every night of Diddy saying, "Take that, take that."
How could you match your FreakOff in bed as the one person? Like, you can't match FreakOff.
You can't match
like,
that. Not
Diddy
after
probably
you see
bring
her
it-
sending texts talking about, yo, I'm gonna get the male escort with the 12 inches. Nah, son. You can't do that. There's no way. As a white boy too, curly
You
hair.
can't have no regular relationship with your girl after that.
It's over,
Nah.
bro.
Yeah, you was
It's
doing
over.
all of this wild stuff. And
Nah.
nah.
The day she was like, "Nah, I ain't giving you head. I ain't doing this." You like, what? What? I read that.
Like you can't bounce back from that.
Nah, son.
Nah.
If she don't own an AP, she's not mad.
She ain't not mine.
Who said that? Who said that?
Future.
Was that Future?
If she don't own an AP, she is not
Not mine.
mad.
That's a whole fact, son. Now, I feel sorry for homie, but hey, he's watching that shit live as we're watching it. He's getting the same information as we all getting
he's
it. So he's just
courtside,
like,
bro. He's on the court side, like he's literally on the front. Like
you gotta support. Shorty got 30 mil. Maybe he's playing his part. You know what I mean? He's trying to buy the house in the Poconos somewhere. I don't know.
Baby girl got Walt Chamberlain numbers.
Supposedly he wasn't working, right? He don't got no job, supposedly?
Son, I don't know what this nigga's eating, son. 30 mil? Now you gotta
that man is a motherfucking that man had money. He was what you call it, a personal trainer for multiple stars, bro.
Personal trainers ain't making money like Diddy money like that, or Cassie money like that. Nigga, stop it,
bro. Yeah, he had bread. He had Will Smith as a trainer, as a client, excuse me, Michael B. Jordan, Chadwick, rest in peace to the God. What's his name? Chadwick Boseman. Denzel Washington for The Equalizer Part 3.
What's this nigga name?
I don't know his name, bro. You gotta Google
his boyfriend. Hold on, let me Google that shit.
Yeah, Google that man's name.
He's talking mad shit. You don't know what his background is. Maybe he has the bread, like, bro.
He's the one with the bread, bro.
Yo,
bro, he a trainer. He hit that.
Minute, nigga.
You gotta do some crazy. Nice.
Hold on, let me do it. Hit up Google, son.
Will Smith as a client, you heard?
Alex Fine. That's his name. Pause, nigga.
Google his pictures and look at his six pack. You know what I mean?
No, nigga, please,
nigga. Nigga fit white boy.
Trial against Diddy. Yeah, that's crazy. So, what's his bio though? I want to see his bio. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, bro, he's just a random fitness dude, like a fitness guru, and just ended up with the right clientele. That's how he ended up meeting Cassie, because he ended up training Diddy. And that's how he ended up being Cassie. So man.
Like that.
Yeah.
Mixy.
Yeah, on some
that's
6 degrees of separation type shit.
Which is a Will Smith movie, by the way. 9 pounds.
Oh, they've been married since 2019.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah. Come from her breakup. Damn. Okay.
Oh, that was married from 2019.
Yeah.
He smelled the baby oil.
Damn.
He played football in college.
Smell it off her skin, man.
Yeah. No, you're right, Perp.
Yes.
Yeah. He worked with Jennifer Aniston, Mark Wahlberg.
Oh.
Yeah.
See his clientele list.
Why you have to say the white clients? He said all the white clients just now.
I did.
Like, you said all the black, like he said all the white clients. Like, it's a bitch.
We're not gonna put Michael B. Jordan in there. No. He's already compromised with this bullshit anyway.
Sure.
Yeah. He was messing with her. So he was messing with her at the time, like.
Yeah, he was messing with her, and then Diddy threatened to beat his ass. He's about to testify and all.
That was pre-Apollo though. Like Diddy couldn't do nothing with Apollo. Like now
he's in the witness list.
Back then, yes.
So is Kanye. Kanye is in the witness list too.
Of course he is, man.
Yeah, he's there to support Diddy, man.
Yo, there's a video that Method Man said, "Yo, I don't F with Kanye West," and I saw him in a Diddy party. I'm like, what? You saw that video, right?
I saw that.
And that's from like 2018, 19.
You're lying.
Who said that?
I swear to God, I'm gonna send you that video.
I'm gonna on YouTube right now.
What video is that?
Pull it up,
bro. It's a quick clip of they asked him about Kanye, and he like,
I
don't F with Kanye West, and I saw him.
Method, right?
Method Man.
Google that right now.
Yeah, guys, Googleable.
Method Man talking about Kanye West.
Yeah, he said I saw him S&D in a Diddy party. I'm like, what?
Oh nah.
What the F? What the F, bro?
I found it, nigga. Hold on a second.
I told you.
Hold on a second. Let me pull it up.
Pull that shit.
Yeah, I saw it today on the TikTok.
Pause. Everything is paused, yo. Everywhere I go, everybody's using that shit. In Australia, son. I'm like, yo, you white boys are wild.
Crazy for using that. Y'all need to like, nah. That's other
need
things
to pay Dan Dash.
Yo, Dan Dash going broke. Did you hear that?
Bro?
Did you guys read that?
This video. Hello.
Yo,
Yeah,
Dame Dash.
They took his
They took the streaming services, everything, son.
Wow.
Yeah, he got to do all of that. He need to do something. Play that shit. Play it.
Man, plus I seen the nigga at one of the park parties just get sucking in the bathroom. Kanye West, I hate that nigga, man. Plus I seen the nigga at one of the park parties just get sucking in the bathroom.
Hey,
Kanye West, I hate.
Nah. I've seen this before.
I believe it now.
Wait. Now this is
that was mad long ago.
That was mad long ago, 2019.
See what I'm saying? This shit.
What?
No.
You think it's edited?
This shit.
That man. Plus I seen the nigga at one of the park parties just get sucking.
That video been out for a while, son.
That been out, bro. This is old. This is an old video, bro.
Kanye West, I hate that nigga, man. Plus I seen the nigga at one.
What's that?
Because whatchamacallit, he in this same interview he was saying like fuck the blogs, whatever he said, because niggas can say anything they believe is true. And then he said this shit. He said, "Hey, you see it? Is this proof that niggas?"
Oh, as an example?
Yeah. But it's just so random that he said that shit. I remember, I saw this shit. This might be Vlad TV. I don't know what the fuck this is.
But at the same time, he predicted it. Pause, no Diddy. He predicted the freaking future, nigga. Kanye came out like 2 weeks ago talking about he was molesting his
cousin.
cousin.
On the track, bro. He was sucking dick on the track, bro.
So there you go. I'm with that. And Diddy is wild. Right? So what did he say wrong there? Regardless if he was joking, you trying to debunk the theory. No, that nigga was right 110%. You feel me?
To say those things at this point is not that surprising, but even the defense ended their argument.
She is a cutie, bro. All right.
With a text message from 2012, which appears to show Combs saying, "I want to do our last freak off." And then she says something to the effect of, "I don't want it to be our last freak off. I want it to be the first for the rest of my life." That's what she said. But what was so interesting is,
you see what I mean, right? She said, "I don't want it to be the last freak off. I want it to be the first."
That text is the end right there. I think that's it. If you got the woman reciting it like that, it's over.
It's over, bro.
on redirect, the prosecution showed the context of that text, where she then says, "I don't want to do freak-offs anymore."
That's the head spin right there.
It is, and I think you could feel that energy in the courtroom.
Right.
Because I looked over at one of my colleagues and I did I write this down correctly? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, but that's sort of what makes this case so interesting, because you have someone who was in this long-term committed relationship, and they say they had breaks at times, but 11 years is not something to sneeze at, and that was a long time that they were together, but it was complicated, it's complex, but Cassie Ventura maintains throughout that she really didn't want to do these freak-offs, that she just wanted to be with Sean Combs.
We're anticipating that on Monday,
she's about to testify
will be taking the stand. What might we expect to hear from her testimony?
Yeah, but Cassie Ventura maintains throughout that she really didn't want to do these freak-offs, that she just wanted to be with Sean Combs.
We're anticipating that on Monday, Don Richard will be taking the stand. What might we expect to hear from her testimony?
Yeah, Don Richard was famously in that Making a Band that was created by Combs.
I thought that's how we pronounce it, but...
And she filed a lawsuit last year, a civil suit, saying that she was physically and emotionally abused.
Wow. What? More explosive testimony to come.
Absolutely. The book.
Oh, yes.
So,
tell me about the book.
Something else that I thought was interesting is sort of this timeline that the defense laid out. And they showed that Combs and Cassie Ventura had been in contact with each other via text in 2020. This is around the time she had just had her first child. He's congratulating her and saying Frankie's beautiful, so using her daughter's name. And it seemed like they were both sort of having this exchange of sending love and sending light, and I hope your family's well. And one of the last texts Cassie Ventura sent was something to the effect of, "I hope one day we'll have an opportunity to talk soon." The defense said, "And you never got that opportunity, did you?" That was in 2020. Then they built up the case and said, "Oh, by the way, in October of 2023, you moved back home, is that correct?" And she said, "Well, yeah, I moved back with my parents. You guys have a modest home, your family home where you grew up?" And she said, "Yeah, you know, modest home." So they reiterated, "So your mother, your father, your husband, and your 2 children moved back to Connecticut to move to LA, she talks about, yeah, we were transitioning. We wanted to come to the East Coast. Then they said, where was your financial income? Where was the money coming from? Your husband was a physical trainer. That's correct. She answers the question, yes, he was a physical trainer. They're getting to this idea that money was tight around this time. She moves back home. She's not necessarily feeding into that narrative on the stand. But then they go to that November 2023, a settlement is filed in which she winds up getting $20 million, which we now know. But today we learned that the book that she wanted to offer the rights to Sean Combs for $30 million, she called it The Dark Times. For anyone who's been following this story, many of us know that in 2022, Sean Combs at the BET Awards literally shouted out Cassie and said, thank you for holding me down during the dark times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Plot twist. That is wild.
But again, it's all about them trying to create this narrative that money was down. She never got the opportunity to have this sit down that she wanted. But to show that things were apparently all good in 2020.
It's a case because Diddy got money.
This shouldn't even be a case, bro. This should just be two people just talk. That's it. Like, what is this? Is a waste of time.
The thing is, if the allegations are right compared to not the sex stuff, but like the human trafficking and then like, you know what I mean, kids and stuff like that. Yeah, but like it's not, none of that is in the court order. None of that is in the lawsuit like that. Like it's all allegations really, but we'll see. Yeah. No, it's weird.
Almost 2 years after they split up, they're sending each other light and love, and now here we are, 2025, and not only was there a civil settlement, now you've got someone facing criminal charges.
I also found it interesting that when asked if she hates Diddy,
she said, I never hated him.
And still to this day
doesn't hate him to this day. Yeah. Right. It's a lot to parse out.
What do we have here?
Yo, Diddy might win this. Diddy might F around and win this and start suing, bro. Because you know that's exactly that's what will happen, right?
He probably gonna first probably will sue is 50. Well, all this shit he
50.
Did, like,
what do you mean? 50 is a clown.
All the social media thingies, whatever. I don't know. That's crazy. That's insane. What do you think he'll sue though?
Yeah. No, we'll see. We'll see in the next 2-3 months.
Is it? Don't they got like one more day or something like that, or you think it's gonna prolong?
I think. Well, she is the main witness. I'm thinking like maybe a month of trial, but you might be right. It might be shorter than that because she's the main witness.
We'll see what the Dawn Richards chick say when they bring her on.
Because they was talking about bringing Albie Shaw in, like all sorts of craziness. So that's in regards to Porter.
Because this case right now, it just seems like something that could be solved over the phone, bro. Like, what's going on, bro? Like, what?
They made it a spectacle, bro.
I think it all stemmed from the videotape. Somehow the videotape got into the law's hands, and that's where it really that's what all got messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's it, man. We're going to end with that. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it. We had a good time.